Hello. I'm gonna make sure that I am actually live on YouTube, and then we will get going. Oh my gosh, it looks like we are. Okay. We're gonna get going in just a second. Make sure we get live everywhere. Okay, it looks like we are good. Okay, so I don't know if I can see your guys' comments from here, because I'm live through my streaming app, but we will see. So hello. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have missed you all so much. I haven't been live in over a month now, I think it is. So I had a surgery back on November 7th. I had skin removal surgery. You guys know you've been following me along for that journey for a little bit as well too. And I have not been able to jump in live with you for a few different reasons. So we're going to get into that. We're also going to get into like how to have faith when it doesn't look like things are working out for you. Okay. So currently I'm going through like one of my biggest challenges as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. And that's what we're going to kind of discuss a little bit today. And then we're just gonna dive deep. So if you guys have questions as they pop up, just like hit me with the questions. I'm actually live over on TikTok as well, which is crazy. It's like my first TikTok live. This is my first YouTube live. You guys, we are pivoting massively in 2025, going into 2025. So if this is the first time that you guys are seeing me, my name is Jessica Cardinal. So a little bit about me so you know who you're talking to, because like I said, I am branching out onto all new platforms as of today and as of this last week. So I actually had a really big following over on Facebook. I built my entire multi-million-dollar organization on Facebook. Like I said, my name is Jessica, so I'm Coach Jess. 3 years ago, I left my full-time social work career to step into my online businesses full-time. So I actually started in like the online industry, I think like 7 years ago now. It's been a long time. And I got into the industry because I was just looking for some additional income to make. Like, drop me a comment if you get it. Like, it's not easy to live on a mediocre income, especially in today's day and age. So when I first got into the online industry, I was making like $15 an hour. I needed a way to like make some additional income. So I found network marketing, I found affiliate marketing, I got in, I had no success. I dipped out. I did the things that I was supposed to do. I went back to school, I got a bachelor's degree in social work. I worked my way up the corporate ladder. I got into like multiple jobs that, you know, continued to pay me a little bit better and a little bit better. But I was completely burnt out, you guys. I was overworked, underpaid, I was not fulfilled, I was not happy. I was 85 pounds heavier. I was struggling with anxiety, with depression. You know, I have 2 boys at home. I'm married, and I could just not, I was just not happy. I was not fulfilled. And it was because, like, obviously I needed to get to where I am today. But 3 years ago, I finally had a breaking point when I was in my office and I was like, got done reprimanding an employee. And at that point I was like, I was 27 years old. I was like, I am so tired of like micromanaging grown adults who can't do the bare minimum of their job. I'm tired of having to be the bad guy to get them to just do what they need to do every day. Like, I can't do this for 35 more years of my life. There's no way. I was 27. So 35 plus more years, like, no. And I wasn't making enough money to really do what I wanted. We were living paycheck to paycheck. And everyone kept just telling me like, okay, well, if you want to make more money and you want to get more time back, then just go back to school, get your master's, and then maybe get your PhD, and then like open your own clinic and do social work and do client work. And, you know, like maybe then you can own your own clinic and have employees, and one day you'll be able to get your time back. And I was like, okay, so you want me to go invest like $100,000 more into school than I already have. You want me to invest more time because getting my bachelor's degree, raising 2 babies, being married, working full time already made me just like absolutely miserable. So you want me to go do that more for more years in hopes that like maybe one day I make more money, in hopes that maybe one day I get more time back. And I was like, that does not make sense in my brain. Like that is not what we're gonna do. It doesn't work. And so I had this download and I was like, I'm in this business, my primary high ticket business. Like I see all these people around me making money. I see all these women, you know, making $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, and they're just average women. Like they don't have mass followings. They're not gurus. They're not influencers. Like if they can do it, I can do it. I just have to do it. And so I had that moment. I was like, I'm jumping out. And I had a conversation with my husband and I was like, I want to quit my job. Trust me, like let me go into my businesses. Let me do this and it's going to work. And 2 days later, I put in my 2-week notice. I quit my job and I went all in on myself. I went all in on my businesses. And in 3 years, I built, 3 years, but in my first 6 months, I built my business to 6 figures. In a year, I built it to over 7 figures in sales. And 3 years later, I've made almost $1 million. I'm on track to have my first $1 million year. I've been able to help coach thousands of women. I've been able to help so many women scale to $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month. You know, I've been able to pay off all our debt, stack cash, retire my husband. He's home now full time. We've been able to travel the world. We travel almost every month. I've been able to give back to my family, to other organizations we're passionate about. I've been able to donate money. Like I've just been able to do so freaking much over the last couple years, and it's only getting bigger. It's only getting better. The impact is only getting stronger, and I am so excited about that. So that is a little bit about me. If you've never followed me before, this is the first time you're following me. What I do is I help women scale online, leveraging a high ticket business model. So instead of making or closing, you know, $20 sales and $50 sales and making pennies on the dollar, what I teach women how to do is how to leverage high ticket. So we're closing $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 sales, but with that, we're making $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 per sale. So this is how I've been able to create such an impact, is by teaching women how to do this, by teaching women how to leverage a high ticket income stream to actually get their time back. Because the reason why you've tried low ticket businesses, the reason why you have, you know, tried network marketing, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, MRR, blah, 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 and haven't seen the results that you want to see yet, is because you're closing sales and you're making, you know, a $5 commission, a $20 commission, a $50 commission if you're lucky. And to be able to actually create success and have impact in your life from sales like that, you have to close hundreds of sales per month, and that is not doable for the average person. Whereas if you come into a high ticket income stream, I can teach you how to close a couple sales per month, literally 2, 3, 4, and you'll make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 per month off of those couple sales. That doesn't include as your organization grows and as you get bigger and as you create more passive income. Like this is how we create true freedom with our businesses. So that's a little bit about what I do. And so I want to get into the topic of tonight. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know anything about YouTube. I don't know anything about TikTok. I don't know what we need to do over here to grow. But I'm going to tell you, I did not become a 7-figure earner on Facebook to then struggle when I pivot to a new platform. So we're going to figure it out together. And what I know how to do is I know how to coach you guys into new mindsets, into new perspectives, and into new beliefs when you're really going through things. And so what I'm going to share is my journey. I'm always going to share, you know, parts of my journey and the challenges and the experiences that I go through and how I move through those as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a wife, as a business owner, as a business partner to thousands of people. And I'm going to show you guys how to move through these situations when it feels like it's not going to work. It feels like this is really hard. And the reason why, you know, I believe that the wealth gap is so big is because the mindset that it takes to, you know, attain that kind of money, the mindset that it takes to build businesses this big, the mindset that it takes to scale a business from 0 in revenue to 8 figures in revenue is a different kind of mindset than the average person has. And the only way you're going to become, extraordinary and get out of the cycle of average and mediocre is by having new mindsets and new perspectives. Like, if that weren't true, you would already have the things that you want, right? But most people don't have the life that they want. They don't have the money that they want. They don't have the income. They don't have the relationships. They don't have the business. They don't have the business partners. The reason why we don't have the things that we want is because we don't have the mindset and the perspectives that we need to acquire those things yet. And so this is why coaching is so important. This is why, getting mentorship is so important. This is why working with someone who has already been where you want to be is so important, because they can share the experiences, right? It's like, I've already climbed the part of the mountain and now I can show you the easier path, right? Like, I've been macheting my way, clearing the path up this mountain along my journey. And like, I'm going to take you along with me to the easier climb. Okay. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be just like rainbows and butterflies all of the time. That's not reality. But if I could show you guys the easier path, if I can share my experiences with you, if I can share like my challenges, then hopefully you can learn from them and move through them a little bit easier and a little bit faster. So what's going on and what do I want to share about today? So recently, as I was just telling you guys, I have built my entire business, my entire following primarily on Facebook. Like 99% of my business I have been building over on Facebook full time for 3.5 years now, almost 3.5 years. Before that, I was still slowly building my following and slowly building my audience even years before that. So in total, I've been building, quote unquote, building my Facebook for probably, I think, 7 years now, if I can do math right. Started in 2017. So for a long time, I've been building my following. I've been building my authority. I've been building my know, like, and trust factor. I've been building digital content and digital real estate because I go live, I do coaching, I do all of these things. So I've been building that, which means I have been making over on Facebook, $70,000 to $100,000 per month over this last year. A lot of money over on Facebook. And then what recently happened was I had some haters, some past mentors, some people who don't like me very much because of the impact I've been able to have, the business I've been able to create, the income I make. I've had a lot of people not very happy with me go and get my Facebook reported and shut down. Now this, you guys, when I started seeing this happen, I started getting my stuff flagged. I started getting Meta being like, we remove this piece of content, we remove this piece of content, this goes against guidelines, we don't like this, whatever. It was like, what are you talking about? Like, Meta, I've been doing this full time with you guys for years and years and years now. Like, what's going on here? Right? And then it started not just being me, it was my leaders and people close to me and people I work with and my business partners. They started getting their stuff flagged. They started getting their stuff shut down. They started getting their profiles suspended and disabled. And it was like, what in the fuck is happening? What is really happening over here? And what we realized was this was the work of some very upset people who were not happy with the amount of growth that we've had, with the amount of expansion that we've had. And here's the thing that I have learned throughout this journey is that when you start to grow, when you start to make money, when you start to help people, when your light shines so bright, it triggers the F out of a lot of people. It triggers people who don't have the thing that you have. They don't have the light. They start to feel triggered as if, okay, now I have to start attacking because what if I lose? A lot of people who don't have the right mindset, a lot of people who have a lack mentality, who have a scarce mentality, who feel like they have people who have big egos and feel like they need to be the guy. Those people, when other people start to rise, they feel as if it outshines them. They feel as if, okay, well, if this person starts to win, it's going to take away from what I have. But what people don't understand and what ego doesn't let people understand is that we're all in on our own race. Like, it's me against me. It should be you against you. There's no competition for the leaders at the top. We're not competing. We're not competing. Me having my goals and what I want to achieve is simply just how much better can I be than I was last month? How much better can I be than I was last week? My year, I ended 2023 at this amount of income. What can I do in 2024? Okay, I made this happen in 2024. What can I make happen in 2025? It's me against me, boo. But again, when people have ego, when people have, a scarce mindset, when people have that, they start to feel like your success takes away from their success. And so instead of playing their own game to just win, they start playing their game not to lose. So let me give you an example of what this looks like. So when you're playing to win, you go out, you're hungry, it's me against me. You're thinking about like creative ideas. How can I make my systems better? How can I shortcut things to get more leads? How can I outsource? How can I hire people to help me become more efficient? How can I provide more value to other people? Because I know when I provide value to other people and they start to win, then I'll start to win. If I can become so valuable, then I inevitably become invaluable. Then I win, right? So that's when you're playing to win. When you're playing not to lose, that's when you get sloppy. That's when you get messy. That's when you get like, I have to do everything not to lose. Think about it in like football, only because it's like the only sport I watch. So if you don't get football, sorry about it, boo. But think about football. When people are in it to win, when the team is in it to win, they're playing clean, they're hustling, they're working hard, but they're good sportsmanship, right? But when it's a big game and it's, the last quarter of the game and it's like getting really close, people are like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna win. It's like tied up and they really need to win this game. This game is what's gonna take them to the Super Bowl or whatever. That's when they start to get sloppy, right? That's when they start to get flags and they start to eat yards and then people start to get in fights and then, someone accidentally, tackles someone too hard and then they get into it, right? Like that's when they start yelling at each other and they start yelling at the refs and the coaches get mad and they start slamming shit down. That's when they're playing to not lose. So it's like good sportsmanship, getting creative, being team player, there's collaboration, it's not competition, and then it's playing not to lose. And that's when people get sloppy. That's when people get, shady. That's when people get feeling like you're taking something from them, so then they have to take something from you. It's a very different mindset to be in. And if you want to enjoy your business journey, you want to enjoy your entrepreneur journey, like you need to play to win. You don't need to play to not lose. Because again, when you play to not lose, you get fucking distracted from what's actually important. And when you get distracted from what's important, you get distracted and you start competing and it's not about collaboration. You start to get a little messy. You start to act out of integrity. You start to act out of your own morals. That's when you're getting distracted and that's when you stall out. Okay, so like these people, for example, who hate me so much, even though I haven't seen them in over a year. I haven't talked to them in over a year. I've been so focused on building that I've had my biggest year ever. I have hit more ranks. I have made more money. I have helped more people. My business has grown. My organization has grown. My community has grown. I have built so much this year. And because they've been so focused on not losing, they've been so focused on me and my growth, they've stalled out this year. Okay, so that's the problem. When you focus on other people, you focus on playing not to lose, you stall out. So you shoot your own self in the foot. That's really what happens. And so what I really want to talk about, I was prefacing that with what we've been going through, okay? So that's kind of a little bit of the situation. And we're going to get deeper into this, you guys. We're going to start uploading, weekly videos to YouTube. I'm going to start really diving into this. And, we're going to talk about cult mentality in the network marketing space. We're going to talk about cult mentality in the online industry. We're going to talk about bad leadership and how bad leadership is like a cancer in the online space. We're going to talk about how bad people can make money and what good people should do. We're going to also talk about bringing light into this industry, because this industry isn't bad. This industry isn't the problem. It's the bad people who take advantage in this industry. So we're going to hash it all out, you guys, over the next couple weeks. We're going to be talking about it all because I'm no longer going to be silent about this because I love this industry. I love the online space. I love network marketing. I love the ability to make money from anywhere. I love the ability to make uncapped income. I love sales. I love coaching. I love mentoring. But it's bad people who give the industry a bad rap, and we're going to dispel all of that. Okay? So we're going through this challenge, right? Where I've lost my main profile, which is my entire business, which is what puts food on the table for my kids. It's what takes care of all of us. My husband doesn't have a job. My husband works from home now. He doesn't work a normal job. It's allowed us to take care of our family and our friends. It's allowed us to donate money. It's everything. I lost that. My leaders, a lot of my leaders have also have lost their profiles, their main businesses. Now, in the beginning, when I was going through this experience, it was very heavy, okay? There was a lot of tears that were shed, a lot of anxiety, a lot of, frustration. And it's okay to feel that. It is okay to feel that. This is where people get it wrong. They think I shouldn't have any emotions, right? Like any emotions that surface, I need to shove them down. Like I can't feel. Like I can't cry. I can't, need to have a long bath and cry. Like that's what a lot of people think is I need to not have emotion. And that's not the answer. What we need to do is we need to learn how to feel our emotions and move through them. Because here's the thing, when we suppress emotions, when we are like, I just need to pick it up by the bootstraps and just keep going, when we do that, we'll explode at some point, right? It's like pushing down the volcano. At some point, it will explode. So we have to learn how to move through those emotions. And the better that you can get at processing your emotions, the faster you can recoup through these things. So like I said, I had a lot of tears. There was a day where it was all cry. One day, it was Wednesday last week, was all tears. I cried the moment I woke up. I cried as soon as I dropped the kids off at school. I cried when I was on the phone with one of my leaders. I cried that night. I was like, we just got to feel the fucking tears. Like that, my body needs to feel that. As a woman, especially, like I needed to feel that. And that's how my body wanted to release the emotion. Okay, I needed to process it. I needed to think about it. I needed to feel it. And then you know what happened the next day? I woke up and I said, it's game fucking on. It is game on. I felt 1,000 times better. 1,000 times better because I allowed myself to feel that. And this is where a lot of people struggle as an entrepreneur, is because they have this fantasy built in their brain, this fantasy of like, as soon as I get into business, as soon as I make my first $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, everything will be great, right? We believe that. We're like, as soon as I make 5 figures per month, my life will be great. I'll be able to quit my job. I'll be able to save money. I'll be able to pay all my bills. Everyone thinks that that's going to be the solution. I'm here to tell you, as someone who went from $3,000 a month to $5,000 a month to $10,000 to $20,000 to $30,000 to $40,000 to $50,000 to $70,000 to $100,000 a month, there is no monetary value that you can put on yourself that is like, okay, once I make this amount of money, I've made it and everything is good. That's just not how life works. Life is not this like continued trajectory upward and it's all perfect at one point. That is a fantasy that we have told ourselves. And you know what? As someone who loves Disney, I think Disney and fairy tale stories have also sold us that story as women, right? It's like, oh, in the fairy tales, like they're going through this hard life, like Snow White or Cinderella or whatever, and like it's chaos and there's like this one challenge that they have to overcome, and then they overcome that challenge and then they marry the prince and it's like happily ever after, everything is perfect. That is the furthest fucking thing from the truth. That is not how life works. That is not how business works. We think there's going to be one challenge, we overcome that challenge, and it's perfect. I'm sorry, boo, it's not that way. And the sooner you can realize that, the sooner you can understand that's not really how things work, you can move through challenges a little bit better. So not to scare you guys, it's not to be like, oh, it's not worth it, but it's just to say like, there's gonna be things that happen. We don't know when, we don't know what, we don't know how. Just there's gonna be things that you have to move through in life, whether that's attached to your business or not. We're always gonna have waves of things that we have to process through, we have to move through. And this is where what I titled this live really comes in, right? Activating our faith and having faith in believing before we see it. So we tend to put circumstances on our beliefs. We're like, well, as soon as this one thing happens, then I'll believe, right? As soon as I make this amount of money, then things will be okay. Or we put timelines attached to our things. We're like, well, I'll give it 30 days. And then if it doesn't work the way I think it should in 30 days, then I give up, right? We're like, well, I'll get the college degree and then I'll give it a try. But if that doesn't work, then I'll go pivot over here. Like, we attach timelines to things. We attach circumstances to things, and that is our biggest mistake because we don't know how it's going to work out. And so what we have to do is we have to activate like the spiritual side of it. We have to activate our faith. And I'm not religious, so this is very spiritual. And manifestation and things like that, okay? So we have to activate our faith in the things that we want to manifest before we actually see it. So the thing that I always explain when I'm explaining this like mindset to people is I love when Charlie in the Santa Claus movie, okay, has everyone seen the Santa Claus movie? Like, drop me a comment if you have, like you should, right? Like the OG Santa Claus movie, like we should all be watching that right now, right? It's December. Okay, so in that movie, the Santa Claus, with, what's his face? Someone drop his name. Why am I blanking his name? I suck at names. Anyway, the Santa Claus movie. Charlie in that movie, he goes, they're talking to him about like, well, do you believe, like him believing in Santa Claus, right? And the psychiatrist stepdad dude is like, well, like, have you ever seen him, right? Or something like that. I've never seen him, so he's not real. And Charlie is like, well, Tim Allen. Thank you, Leanne. I knew I was gonna say Tim Burton. I was like, that's not accurate. Tim Allen, yes. Okay, so anyway, and then Charlie, the kid, is like, well, have you ever seen $1 million? And he's like, no. And he's like, then how do you know it's not real? Doesn't mean it's not real. So just because we haven't seen the thing manifest yet does not mean that it's not coming. Does not mean that it's not real. Just because you don't know someone yet who has made $1 million does not mean that you cannot make $1 million. Just because you haven't made $10,000 a month, or you don't know anyone who hasn't made $10,000 a month, doesn't mean that you can't make $10,000 a month, or doesn't mean that it's not happening. Right? Just because your Aunt Sally Joe Bob like failed at network marketing doesn't mean all network marketing doesn't work. Just because I know some horrible people in my network marketing company, just because I know some horrible mentors who scam people and fraud people and take a lot of money from people and hurt a lot of people, doesn't mean that the industry is bad. It means that those two are bad, right? So we have to be mindful about the way that we're really perceiving things and our perspectives and the way that we want to view things. And so when we're going through a hard fucking challenge, what I'm doing currently, because I want to be proof positive of the things I'm teaching you guys. I want to be proof positive of like the experiences. And again, I don't want to just show you the highlight reel. I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, rainbows, butterflies, sunshine, money. It's just great all of the time. I'm always happy. Everything is working out for me. I'm going to manifest that everything's always working out for me. Yes. But sometimes it feels like crap. Sometimes it's hard. But the way that I get through these hard challenges, the way that I can continue to move forwards, even when I fucking really don't want to, even when I wish I could just have my account back and I could just make the money that I normally make and I could just easily find my leads and the people who are looking for me, like as much as I want all that back, like I am understanding and I am trusting that I have faith that the universe is guiding me in this moment. I don't understand it. I can't control other people. I can't control the hate that they have for me, even though I try to just do good in the world. I cannot control that. But what I can control is the way that I feel about it. What I can control is my mindset. What I can control is how I move through this moment. And how I'm choosing to move through this moment is how I want you guys to move through challenges like this, is by activating my faith, understanding that just because I can't see how this is going to work out doesn't mean that it's not going to work out. Sometimes, like, I don't understand it, but like the mindset that I choose to have in these moments is that everything is happening for me. Nothing is happening to me. And this is where a lot of people really struggle, is that they get stuck in the victim mentality. They get stuck in the everything happens to me, and why is this happening to me? And everyone is so mean to me, and everyone is just a bully, and I don't understand why people don't like me, and blah, blah, blah. Victim. And I played the victim for most of my life. Most of my life, I was a victim. That is why I struggled with addiction. I had daddy issues. I was a victim. Okay? And it wasn't until I got into recovery, I did a lot of freaking work on myself. I went to therapy. I did step work. I worked with a sponsor. I really worked on my own shit. I tried to heal my past. I deepen my spirituality. I've done mindset work. I've invested, 6 figures, probably $150,000 in mentorship over the last year. Like, it wasn't until I decided to do that and really get real about me and heal myself until I stopped playing the victim. And so we have to understand that we're the ones in control of this mindset. Like, everything is happening for me. Nothing is happening to me. And I know this to be true, and just like lean on me if you need it. What I can tell you is that every difficult experience I have been through, no matter how hard it was, because I've been through quite a few of them, and especially in business. I've been in business full time for a little over 3 years now, and I've had some challenges in those 3 years, well, let me tell you. And every time it feels like everything is crumbling around me. Every time it feels like, why is this happening to me? I don't understand. This does not make sense. It does not feel good. I do not like this. This was not on my bingo card. Every time I have that feeling, no matter how much later it is, it could be a week later, a month later, 6 months later, I can look back and see and understand and conceptualize like why that happened. I can understand that things had to crumble to make space for certain new things. Every time I've had that moment, especially in business, where it felt like everything was falling apart and it felt like I didn't understand, each one of those moments had been the barrier to entry to my next level. Every single time. I am not kidding you. And so I can lean into that. I can lean into the faith that I don't understand why this just happened to me. I don't understand why and how people can be so evil. I don't understand why I could just try to do as much light work as I can. I could try to bring good people into the industry. I can just do good. I'll never understand, how other people can want to tear that down. But what I know is that this moment in time, marking this video that will forever be on YouTube, is going to mark the barrier to entry to my next level. I know it. Like, I know that this was the thing that I needed to push me to pivot in different ways in my business. I was probably capped over on Facebook. I was capped at my following. I was capped. I was comfortable. Let me tell you, I know that, right? I was very comfortable on Facebook. I made my money. It was growing because my organization was growing. I always got the couple leads that I needed per month. It was comfortable. And for a long time, I've been asking the universe. For a long time, I've been talking with my mentor about, okay, so I'm here, but I want to 10x this. What do I do next? Right? And so I can see how this is pushing me to get out of my comfort zone. This is pushing me to do something different. This is pushing me to pivot. I don't like it. I do not like starting from ground zero. I am very uncomfortable on YouTube and TikTok and other platforms. But I know this is opening my next level going into 2025. I know I am divinely protected. I am divinely guided. This is for me. This didn't happen to me. Now, I really wish that the 2 people who created this would get the karma that they deserve. Let me tell you that, because it isn't fair, that this happened to a lot of my leaders who rely on their income to feed their families. I have over 100 people in my organization who have quit their jobs and this is their full-time gig. That I am not happy about. But again, my job as a leader is to move through this with dignity, with grace, leading from the front, in the trenches with my people, and showing you that it's okay. Showing you guys that we can get through this, showing you guys that no matter what happens, we can move forwards, that no matter what happens, we are not giving up, that no matter what happens, we're just going to go 10 times bigger and 10 times harder. Like, that's what we're going to do. And you know what? Activating our faith. We don't see it manifesting, right? I know what's going to come. I know how much bigger we're going to go. I know that YouTube is going to blow up. I know that TikTok is going to blow up. I know that my podcast is going to blow up. I know that my coaching brand is going to continue to blow up. Like, I don't want to spoil the surprise, but I'm getting really close to $1 million made this year. And I know next year is going to be multi-millions dollars made. I know it. I know that this is just the barrier to entry. But again, I don't see it, right? It's not like I pivoted to TikTok last week and I have tens of thousands of followers. This is my first YouTube video. It's probably not going to blow up, but I have faith that it's all working out in the ether, in the universe, before it shows up in my physical reality. And this is where a lot of people, they give up too early. They fall out too early. You don't see it happening. But when you make a decision and you're like, this is it, I'm going to do this, the universe has to have time to catch up. You guys, the universe has to rearrange itself to manifest the thing that you desire. The universe has to rearrange everything, because it's like, oh, she finally made this decision to do this. So now we got to rearrange everything perfectly in domino order so that thing happens. But what you guys tend to do, or what people tend to do, is they make a decision. They're like, okay, I'm going to start this high ticket business. I'm going to go all in. And then they start the high ticket business and the universe is like, oh shit, they've never thought this positively. They've never done personal development. They've never ran a business. They don't have a network. They don't know how to do sales. They don't know how to coach people. They don't know how to leverage social media. There's a lot of they don't know. And so our job is to trust that once we make those decisions, all of those dominoes are finally falling into place. The universe has to rearrange itself to do so. But what we do is we attach a timeline to it. We're like, I'm ready to do X, Y, and Z. And I need it done by December 15th at 2 p.m. or I don't believe that it's ever coming. And the universe is like, whoa, if you don't think that it's coming, if it doesn't come by that certain time frame, then you don't actually believe or want the thing that you say that you want. So I'm not going to give you the thing that you say that you want because you don't believe in it 100%. Excuse me, what? Because if you don't believe 100% that the thing that you want is on its way to you, you don't act accordingly. So if you say that you want this thing, say the business, you say you want this high ticket business, you say you want it to work out, you say you want to make $10,000 a month, you say you're willing to do whatever it takes to get it, and then all of a sudden, you don't actually believe because it's not manifesting quite as fast as you thought. So then you stop showing up consistently on social media. You don't listen to enough personal development. You don't go through all of your training because you're like, yeah, but what if it doesn't work out? So maybe I shouldn't actually watch all the training. You don't invest in yourself because you're like, why would I invest into a coach if I don't know if it's going to work? So you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Why in the F would the universe bring you a $10,000 cash month when you're 1 foot in and 1 foot out? That doesn't even make sense. They're going to go give it to the person that's all in. So this is what we do, and this is how we shoot ourselves in the foot, is we say that we want something, but we don't fully believe in said thing. So then we don't act accordingly. So said thing then doesn't manifest, and then you know what that gives you the right to do? It gives you the right to be like, see, I told you it wouldn't work out. No shit, Sherlock, because you didn't believe that it would work out. So why would it work out? There is so much money to be made online. There is so many people that need help. There is so many people looking for a way out. There is so much to get, to gain, to attain, to help. There's so much. But by you playing small because you have attached timelines or thoughts on how things should look, it's not going to come. It's not going to manifest. And so we have to learn how to activate faith in the moments that it doesn't feel like it's going to come. We have to activate faith and believe with 110% our full being that that thing is going to manifest for us, that that thing is going to come to us. We have to believe that. And this is where I see a lot of people struggle. I'm just going to reiterate one more time. So many people come to me and they're like, yeah, I really want this. I am tired of my nursing job and I want to make $10,000 per month so I can be home with my kids and I want this more than anything. And then it's like they get into the business and it's like 2 weeks later and they're like, yeah, but this is hard. Who said it was going to be easy? Entrepreneurship is not easy. Being a business owner is not easy. Putting yourself out on social media is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But not enough people are willing to change their mindset. Not enough people are willing to change their perspectives. Not enough people are willing to have the discipline and the dedication that it takes to build something like this. But you know what? I would give up even more years of my life to get to the point that I'm at right now. Like if you told me when I quit my job 3 years ago, Jess, yeah, you're going to be okay, but it's going to take you 10, 15 more years to have your first $1 million year, I'd be like, okay, cool, let's fucking do it. I'll never have $1 million year as a social worker. That'll never happen. But again, for some reason, the average person is like, I don't want to give 6 months to a business that is going to be a little hard. I'm more comfortable giving away 35 years of my life to this job that I actually hate. I don't really get it. That mindset does not make sense to me, but that is what the average person believes. And so if you want to start having things that are not average, if you want to start living an extraordinary life, if you want to have great relationships, if you want to make 6 figures per year, multiple 6 figures per year, $1 million per year, if you want to change your life radically like that, you're going to have to do what most people aren't willing to do. You're going to have to do things that aren't average. But again, I think this is why the wealth gap is so big, is because that mindset, to have that dedication, that determination, that discipline is freaking hard, right? The mindset to be like, man, this moment in time in my business really freaking sucks, but I'm going to keep going. A lot of people would give up. A lot of people. And I know specifically, not to keep honing in on this, but this is why these people do not like me. It's because they thought a year ago that I would give up. They thought that I would be like a lot of the other people that they did this to that did not succeed afterward. And you know what I did? I fucking blew it up. Me and my team blew it up. They thought that we would fail. We did not fail. In fact, we did a whole hell of a lot more than they ever thought that we would in 1 year. But this is why so many people on my team win. This is why my leaders win. This is why when you get into my world, things start to look a lot different. But you have to be willing to move through this. You have to be willing to see things differently. You have to be willing to feel the emotions of when it freaking sucks and learn to process those things. You have to do that first. And it's hard. It's not easy, but it's worth it. So with that, you guys, I don't really know what this is going to look like moving forward 100%, but I'm definitely going to be showing up on TikTok Live a lot more. I'm going to be showing up on YouTube Live. I will be probably starting next week, because I'm going to plan some content out, be posting one pre-recorded YouTube training for you guys also every week, and we're gonna blow it out of the water. This year of 2024 was absolutely incredible. It was more than I ever could have imagined, and that just means that 2025 is gonna be even bigger. 2025 is gonna be the year that good people continue to rise. You guys, we are gonna shut up the haters. We're gonna prove that this industry can be led by light leaders. This industry can be led by good, authentic people that just want collaboration. They just want other people to win, because that hasn't been the general consensus in this industry, right? Network marketing, affiliate marketing, digital marketing, influencing, whatever. there's been a lot of hate. There's been a lot of competition. But what I know to be true, what I know is that there's room for everyone. And I just keep building more seats at the table. That's what I keep doing. There's enough for everyone. There's enough to go around. There's more than enough people to help. There's billions of people on this planet. There's more than enough money to be made. I don't need to be the guru. I don't need to be the guy. I just need you to believe in yourself a little bit more. And in 2025, we're going to prove that there's good people in this industry. We're going to prove that you can have a massive organization and you can help people. And it's not what the bad people, it's over for them. And that's why they're scared. That's why they're trying to take down the good people. They're scared. And it's time that they be scared. We're taking over, let me tell you. So I love you guys so much. Yes, Katie, more seats at the table. I'm just telling you, I just keep building out that table, just keep adding the leaves onto it as we just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and we're only ever gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm gonna end the TikTok or the YouTube live. I think I'm gonna go through some of the things on TikTok, but I'm gonna upload this. This will be in YouTube for you guys to come back to. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time on live and for our video next week.